Hello, this video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. My name is Kurt. This is my daily good life meditation, a video exercise that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:42 a.m. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. And you can get a copy if you like at the link above. And if you don't see a link, there's one down in the description. I recommend the hardbound edition. So I begin with a reflection on the last 24 hours, including last night, to see how I did with any particular noteworthy challenges and opportunities that I met. I then reflect upon the day, coming day, and prepare myself for death. And in the middle there, I go over the Good Life Creed. But I always like to begin the morning with a poem. What better way to start the day? So switching today to John Keats, I'm going to read a poem called The House of Mourning, written by Mr. Scott. And as usual, Keats requires a little, study, and preparation before I can actually dig in. So let me explain a few things that I had to research. First, The House of Mourning, written by Mr. Scott. I tried to figure out who Mr. Scott was, and no luck. There's a couple of 5 words or phrases here that we have to uncover. One is the word Magdalene, and of course could be Mary Magdalene from the Bible, but in this case is most likely a college at Oxford, Magdalene College. There's a couple of names here. Hayden. Hayden was Benjamin Hayden, who was a great painter of historical images and contemporary of Keats in the 19th century. Then there's Mr. Coleridge, who was I wrote it down, now I can't read what I wrote. He was a writer. Okay, a writer of the same period. I guess Coleridge. Right? Okay. I wrote it down. I can't remember. I can't read it now. Tambour is a hand drum of sort, and the use of tambour in a poem is suggestive of a rhythm and a cadence to the poem. And then there's I underlined here Wordsworth's sonnet. I was trying to figure this out, and I had to dig into the relationship between Keats and Wordsworth. Although Wordsworth was contemporary with Keats, he was older than Keats. Keats was initially a fan of Wordsworth's poetry, yet later he kind of went a different way. And although he still admired Wordsworth, his style changed, and less so as he grew older. So let's do this. And there's not a single period in here. It's like one long sentence that ends with a question. Here we go. The House of Mourning, written by Mr. Scott. And as usual with Keats, the first line is the same as the title. The House of Mourning, written by Mr. Scott. A sermon at the Magdalen. A tear dropped on a greasy novel. Want of cheer after a walk uphill to a friend's cot. Tea with a maiden lady. A cursed lot of worthy poems with the author near. Patron lord, a drunkenness from beer, Hayden's great picture, a cold coffee pot at midnight when the muse is ripe for labor. The voice of Mr. Coleridge, a French bonnet before you in the pit, a pipe and tabor, a damned inseparable flute and neighbor. All these are vile, but viler Wordsworth's sonnet on Dover. Dover, who could write upon it? Ooh, seeing several things. So these are a series of little what do you call them? Vignettes? No, tableaus. Little bits of tableaus. Tear on a greasy novel. Tea with a maiden lady. Oh, this one got me. A French bonnet before you in the pit. Could that be in the grave? A woman being buried. Damned inseparable flute and neighbor. The kid next door with the drum set. 19th century version. All these are vile, but viler Wordsworth's sonnet. So what does that say about his opinion of Wordsworth? Unless I'm reading that wrong. On Dover. Dover, could that be a reference to On Dover Beach? The poem? Who could write upon it? I liked also the a cold coffee pot at midnight when the muse is ripe for labor. I like this poem. I'm gonna have to remember this, the way that it's put together. I like Arthur's. I like all the poets we're reading, but I really do. Keats stuff really touches me, not in the type of way that some of the other stuff knocks me over. It touches me in a more thoughtful manner. Let's get going. First, last night and yesterday. Good solid day of work yesterday. Boy, in the first 3 hours of work, I got like a week's, no, maybe not a week, 3 solid days worth of work done in like 3 hours. I really powered through it. And I didn't even use ChatGPT to help me. I did it all myself. It was building upon the past experience of projects to prepare for a hurdle that I see ahead of me. I literally, if I hadn't had the last 10 years under my belt, I would not have been able to do what I did in 3 hours yesterday. I could really see how the benefit of experience and really paid off. In fact, this whole project, it's doing that. Although let's see how I do today with one particularly difficult challenge. Although I just had the idea now. This is a backwards process about how I can tackle this. I've got a meeting with a stakeholder at a project that I haven't met this person yet. And it's the key person to get the project on track. And I just figured out in my mind how to win allegiance there, how to ingratiate myself as a project manager, as someone who is here to help and not to hinder. I think I just found a way to do that, because that's often how we're seen. We're seen as busybodies, putting in documents and processes that nobody needs or uses, when in fact those very documents and processes are the things that define the project and define the project, the schedule, the budget, and hold everything to account. And the recourse that we have when things begin to wander and stray, the contract that we all follow. I think I've just figured out how to do that with this one person. All right. Other than that, it was just another solid. Yesterday was a good, solid day of work. It was almost such a good, solid day of work. It's almost a pity to come to an end of work. But I don't want to keep living this way. I have better things I want to do with my time. The trick will be to actually do it, right? I will. I'm training myself now to be good and productive and to climb a mountain every day. Did I climb yesterday's mountain? I can't remember. It's written down. I don't think I did, actually. I have to be more careful about choosing my peaks. The Good Life Creed. 8 objectives are: to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to keep my balance in every situation. Now my 35 principles: war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, maturity, the pirate ride, maturity, social principle, the principle of family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, that which must be born, B-O-R-N-E, the feast of offal, distraction, agency in the great indifference, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure. The risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, script writing, the bullseyeing, the uphill climb, arena and utility. Nothing is enough, the principle of fun, and being prepared. I got through it. All 35 sounded like they were there, although I got mucked up in the middle there, like dragging my feet through heavy, muddy soil. I think I got there, but it was with some straining effort. Funny how that's the case when yesterday I just sped right through. The mind is fickle and subject to the atmospheres. All right, for today, that's a Thursday, I have a solid day of work ahead of me as well. I had that one critical meeting I mentioned. Several things going on back burner. I need to find out what's going to happen with my allotment of time for the various things I'm working on. If I'm 100% on my new project, then that changes the lay of the land. If I'm only a percentage of that, then that likewise. Hopefully get to the bottom of that today and attend all of my meetings and push all my activities forward and have a good day in the process. Anything else for today? And pick a mountain to climb. What mountain will I climb today? Oh, the mountain I'll climb today will be the one meeting with that important stakeholder that I need to win over, I guess is the right word. Yeah. Well, I need to, let's change that. It's not called win over. Win over sounds like my plan will weather my meeting with this person. My meeting with this person may change my formulation and my ideas and my perspectives on the project, and could cause me to need to reconsider my plan. So I shouldn't consider it a win over. I should consider it a meet, greet, learn, listen to this person's business case, collect their business case, do good analyst work, understand their situation, and then think about if the current plan that I have is applicable, because the plan I have right now relative to this person's needs is all based on hearsay, since I haven't met this person yet. So I need to get to know them, hear their case, and then make my proposal if I deem it to be correct in its current form, or make changes and adjustments on the way. Let's see if I can do that on the fly, and see if my brain is nimble enough for that anymore. I think it is, but it won't be for long, I don't think. But what am I setting myself up for decline if I say that? No, I don't. Maybe, but I think it's true. I think it's absolutely true. As I read yesterday in the book that I'm reading about Boswell, the one gentleman said, Your days of ambition are now behind you. I thought that was interesting. Boswell was only 45 at that time. No, maybe 59 is the new 45. Anyway, I'm moving on. Let's finish this off. Am I ready for death? Are my affairs in order? Yes. Are my relationships sound? Yes, they are. Is my life's work complete? Yes, it is. Yeah, if I die today, that's all right. Not a single backwards glance. And with that, I'll stop. And I'll wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.